Good morning, everyone. It is the date that we call the 7th in the month that we call November in the year that we call 2024 on the day that we call Thursday. So happy Thursday, guys. So update on Aana. Aana died in my arms last night. So she's gone. And I was reading this morning, I was reading, one of you said, Lorri, do you think Aana is sticking around because you haven't told her it's okay to go? And, I had told her it was okay to go, but for the last 3 years, I've been asking her to stay. So, she got really sick 3 years ago and we almost lost her. And, I kept saying to her during that time, it's okay to go if you want to, but you can stay and we would love to have you stay. And she snapped back. She stayed. And so every day for 3 years, I have been telling her how happy I am that she stayed. And I've watched her age. She's 13 and a half, which doesn't sound old, but that's technically elderly for a goat. And throughout this last 3 years, I've been saying to her, as she's gotten older and I've watched the progression of her age, I've said, don't you want to stay, baby? Don't you want to stay with mama? Because I didn't want her to go. So, I saw that comment and I wasn't able to answer you because my hands were really full by the time I saw that. So I had a long conversation with her about how I had been asking her to stay for 3 years and how I appreciated that she stayed with me. But that even though we'd already talked about it, I really wanted her to know that it truly was okay for her to go. So yeah, we had a long talk and she died about 2 hours later. The process had already begun. So it was a very interesting day. It seemed like the universe was just creating an atmosphere that matched what was going on in my life. So we got up in the morning, and as the sun rose, it became a very sunny day, and it was really warm. And because it was so warm, it was in the 70s, and it almost felt humid. It felt tropical. And because it was so warm, I was so grateful. I opened up all the windows in the barn, and I opened the door wide open, and I was able to unplug the heat lamps, and Aana stayed very warm, and I was able to remove some of the blankets, and she was able to get all of that fresh air, and it wasn't creating a chill on her or anything. And she was angled so that she could see outside and see the sun. And if she'd have been well, she would have been outside laying in the sun. She loved to sun herself, but she was able to see the sunshine because we haven't had a lot of it lately. And yeah, it was very warm for her. And as the afternoon was coming in, as noontime was coming in, dark clouds were coming in. It was darkening up. And her condition, like I knew she was going to go, right? I mean, And so it felt like that. It felt like those clouds were coming in with the heaviness of her leaving us. And so she waited until Eddie got home. The last couple of days, my son had been able to come out, and because he had his schedule is not a Monday through Friday job, so he had 2 days off in a row, and he had come out, and he had spent a good amount of time with her, just sitting in the barn holding her, just like I've been doing. And yeah, she waited for Eddie to get home, which was about 4:30, and the process was happening pretty good at that point. But he got to sit with her and touch her and give her Reiki and say goodbye. And she was gone at about 20 after 5. So that was that. She was gone. So yeah, thank you for just kind of bringing it to my attention that maybe I should have a long talk with her about it, because it's been a long time I've been asking her to stay and telling her how glad I am that she did. So thank you. I appreciate that. I needed to say more than it's okay for you to leave if you want to. And that comment that you left just really sparked me to do that. So we talked, Aana and I talked just around that for probably an hour and a half. Yeah, so thank you. And it's a very sad morning. You know, the girls that are left out in the barn are grieving, and that's sad. And we're all grieving, and that's sad, but she's at peace, so that's good. So anyway, that's my update. So thank you. Thank you for the comment. It really sparked me to have a long conversation with her. So anyway, don't follow any of the links or emails in the comment section of my channels soliciting you for anything, because it's not me. And if they're pretending to be me, it's not me. And if they're anyone else soliciting you for anything else, they're scammers. So it's all scammers. Don't do it. Next, as per the usual, you guys, the healing intentions are always set for you folks. So if you so choose and you want them, go ahead and decree that for your highest and greatest good only and always. And just breathe that in. And yeah, let's get started. So today's reading really isn't about anything other than us, you guys. It's about us. And it's about this journey that we've been on and these times that we're in and what it is that we are, what it is that our highest selves are working with us to get out of all of this, right? So I just wanted to do a little reading around that. So I started with a 7-card spread, you guys, and that's exactly what I said after I grounded well and connected and protected and set my decrees and lifted the vibration and created the healing intentions and, you know, talked to God and guides and highest self about a lot of things this morning. And then this, what is it that our highest selves are guiding us on in this journey? What is it that we came in to get out of this journey that we're on right now, that we've been embarking on for a while? And so the 7-card spread. This whole journey is really about fairness. It's about us becoming a more fair people. So the King of Pentacles to me is an incredibly fair person. And he's a king, and he's clearly abundant. He's got the pomegranates and the leaves and all of the representations of abundance. But you'll notice the money isn't his main focus. It's a connection to earth. It's a connection to really life. And with all the greenery, all life, you guys. And really being fair in the world, being a fair person who sees their abundance and sees their blessings. And that's really what our highest selves are helping us do right now. And these journeys, these little challenges and these things that we're seeing in the 3D world, you know, the elections and the fraud and the light shining on the darkness and uncovering things that are hidden. And all of that is really to bring us into a state of being where we're more fair humans and we see clearly our blessings. And we're more focused on what really matters, the truth about what really matters, and less focused on the material and things like that, right? So across from that, you guys, what are we doing here? What is our highest selves guiding us on? Really, it's the fairness. Most of all, it's the fairness. And then it's being able to be in that heart space where we're happy and where we're rejoicing in that moment. Like every moment is the end. You know what I mean? So you're totally present in it. And the happiness comes from feeling, not about what you've obtained, right? But it comes from the feeling. And the unity and the family and nature and all of these blessings that we've been given in this life. So our pathway to getting there is, you know, enlightenment, you guys. We came here to be enlightened. And through being still, because this guy's still, he's just hanging around, right? His hands are tied, his feet are tied, kind of. He could get out of this mess if he wanted to, but that's another story. But he's just hanging around. All right, my hands and my feet are tied. What's in this for me? And he's contemplating it, and he's becoming enlightened. So how is he gaining this enlightenment? Well, he's having to be still. And he's having to use other senses other than his eyes, right? He's putting his energy out. He's being still. He's going within. This is a meditative card. It's a stillness card. So all of this stuff that we've been going through that seems chaotic has really been teaching us to go within and be still and to stay in that heart space, that love vibration, to be able to stay in that love vibration, even when it seems as though the world around us may be crumbling, or when it seems like we don't have anything, or when it seems like everything's awful. It's about staying in that love vibration and caring for that which seems weaker, smaller, and really taking care of that which needs that protection, right? Fairness. He's sharing. So it's really about becoming more human. I think that there's been this whole thing on humanity where hearts have closed and disconnection happened with the divine and with the earth, and we became colder, less humanized beings. And it's really about coming back to that and being enlightened, going within and connecting, putting our energy, you know, out to connect with the universe, seeing our blessings in nature and our family and the simpler things, being able to stay in that love vibration even when everything else looks bad around us. That's what our highest selves are here guiding us on. That's our true journey. More than Trump winning the election or anything else, it's really about us coming back to that state of love. And this is a highly guided mission that we're all on, and it's about lifting vibration, our own vibration and others' vibration, okay? And honestly, when you look at this, it's really about putting those children up front and first again. You know, there was a time when being a mother and staying home and taking care of the home and the family and the husband was respected. And somehow with women's lib and the feminist movement, all of a sudden children took a back seat. And if you were a stay-at-home mom, you were looked down upon. What, you don't have a career? You don't work? You don't make your own money? When in fact, staying home and taking care of kids and a home and a husband, that is work. It's a very long day's work. And in my humble opinion, you guys, and I've been saying this for years, and it might piss some of you off, I don't know. But honestly and truly, I think women's lib just did nothing but screw us. I understand, and I've always understand, there's a lot of gray to this, and it was really pushed into movement because of the need for particular things. And then just to screw us over, though. It was twisted to screw us over. So there was a time that women were property, right? You couldn't do anything unless the husband said it was okay to do it. There was a time where a woman had very few options if she wasn't married. I mean, she could be a prostitute or a nurse or a school mom, right? And it was just very difficult for women. We weren't allowed to vote. There was a lot of things, right? And so, yes, women needed to be liberated from that. We did, but it was done in a way to really kind of screw us. It took us out of the home, pitted men against women. They pushed an agenda where women stopped thinking that their family was as important as having some sort of a status, a career, and a particular amount of money. And that's good for them because then they get to tax you. So now they're taxing 2 people in the home instead of 1. And then you don't have a lot of time for your family, and so divorces happen, kids become latchkey, and really children have taken a back seat to people's dreams, goals, and desires. And I think in this reading, what we're seeing here is how these kids really do need to become focused again. That nuclear family that they've been working so hard to destroy in so many ways really needs to come back into focus. These children need to come back into focus. So that's something, right? And I've been saying for a long time, until we respect all life here on the planet, and start putting our kids first again and seeing children as children in the womb and outside of the womb, humanity is doomed. So I think that's what we're all here doing. We're making a huge shift, you guys. Making a huge shift. So over here, more to this story is that we're really learning to shake off the bandages. Sorry, it's blurring. And step out of the mind and the ego. Because that's the thing that tells us that we're so beaten up, that life is so hard, that, oh God, this is so hard, right? It's all a mind game. And it's really for us to all get back into being that King of Cups, that compassionate being who is the empath that feels for everything and everyone, and step out of this ego and this, oh, life is so hard, and get back into compassion and faith while connecting to the earth. We have to do both to ground heaven into earth. So, yeah, It's stepping out of all of this BS and getting back into this and this. Starting this journey fresh, right? Knowing that we can do it. We can ground all of these things in. We can ground all of this in. We can cross those bridges and ground that in moving forward. And that's what we're really here doing. We're creating great change. But it has to start from within ourselves. It all starts from each individual taking the time to say, well, this looks like a precarious time in my life, but what am I learning from it? And rather than looking outside of myself, why don't I go in and get rid of the 3D senses and really step into my heart and my energy and my soul and move out from there and get into that love vibration and live from that heart-centered space so that no matter what's going on around me, I'm in that heart-centered space. That's when we really ground in great change. And we start to see all of our blessings, all of them. And we start to put the things that are important back into focus. And we live every day as though it's our last. This is what is being highly guided. And it looks like we're doing pretty good, you guys. The shift is happening. We're doing pretty good. So I asked if I got this reading, if I got the gist of this reading, the gist of this message from our highest selves, from our God, from our guides, from our spiritual team. If I got this, right, if I'm reading the message right. And what I got there, you guys, was the Hierophant. So Higher Arcana card would say yes, right? Secondary message would say it's also about stepping out of the systems. Stop looking at others to worship and stop looking at others as though they're more than you, more important than you, more prestigious, they have more clout, they have, revering them, stepping out of this chaotic system and the way that things have been done. So I asked if that secondary message was important, and did I get that as well? And I did with the King of Swords. And with the King of Swords, he's saying, stay in integrity. He has integrity, and he knows that he has integrity. He knows that he has integrity, and so he knows his own importance. And it's really time for everybody to stop worshiping others and looking to others, and to really find our own self-worth and our own importance and our own integrity, and really be able to go within and shift things that way, right? So then I said, is there anything that you want to leave us with? Because this is, for people thinking, oh, this is over. No, our journey is just beginning. This is a spiritual journey. This is so much more than politics. This is so much more than news stations. This is so much more than people realize. It's not necessarily, all of that is part of it, but it's about each one of us individually doing our own work, shifting vibration, becoming that which we claim we want, that which we, are saying we can't wait for this to happen. It has to happen from within first. And so I asked if there was a card that they wanted to leave us with, and they did. They left us with the Six of Rods. And that's a celebration card. So they're saying, all right, you went out to battle. We feel like we've all been through this battle right now, right? So you went out to battle and you've come home. And right now you can celebrate. But you do that celebrating under the love vibration. So, in other words, we've gotten in readings over the last week or so, it's about coming together. It's about being there for each other. It's about balance and community and things like that. I can't remember what reading exactly it was that said, this is about bringing people together. Be there for people, even if you haven't been there for them for the last 6 years. So this is just a reminder that yes, we can celebrate, but don't gloat. Celebrate under the love vibration, you guys. In other words, don't say to people, na 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 na, stay in that love vibration, because it's really about us becoming more loving and more fair and seeing our blessings and staying in that love vibration and being our most authentic self, right? Because the more we are connected to our hearts and the more we are connected to our souls, we are our most authentic self. And that need to say, this person's an asshole, or, oh, good, let him eat crow. And I mean, we all have that. Like, look, we all have that. I have that. We all have that. We're human. But it is our ego that's doing it, because our hearts and our souls don't give a shit about that stuff, right? So it's about stepping out of these egos and feeling like, oh, well, we were beat up on, so, screw them. We don't need to do that. We want to be in that heart space, you guys. We want to be celebrating lovingly. We want to be in that heart space, you guys. We want to be connected to heart and soul. We want to be fair. We want to treat people the way we want to be treated, even if they didn't treat us that way, right? So anyway, that's today's reading, you guys. I know it's nothing about the world or whatever, but I wanted to come on and I wanted to update you all on what was going on with Aana. And I wanted a message from our highest selves about what it is that we're truly doing here. Because I think in a reading or two back, it was very clear this isn't about politics. Yes, it's a spiritual war, but this is really, when you say the spiritual war, this really, how do we dissolve that type of thing? By becoming what we truly are, our most authentic self, higher vibrational, in that heart space, really connected to heaven and earth, allowing for enlightenment, being fair no matter what, living every moment in joy and happiness as though it's our last, making our kids important, connecting to our guides, stepping out of the mind, stop telling ourselves it's so hard. This is so hard, it sucks. Be compassionate, be the empath, keep those vibes high. And yeah, be what creates this new journey here on the earth plane. It starts with us. It starts with us every single day, knowing that we can as we move forward, knowing that we can ground all of this in as we move forward. And, move out of that place where we were taught to worship and revere and look up to others and, pull ourselves into that heart and that love and, carry ourselves with integrity. All right, you guys. So until next time, I love you all so much. I'm wishing you all many blessings, much love, high vibes, an open and loving heart, and an ego that's only serving you and, that learns how to serve you without creating big-ass stories that don't serve you, right? And courage and strength and perseverance and discernment. Discernment, discernment, discernment. All right, you guys. Have a blessed day. And I will see you all soon. Love ya. Bye.